For the next few minutes, leave everything behind. No studying, no remembering, just a voice, and a story worth listening to. A long time ago, in the coastal town of Rameswaram in Tamil Nadu, where the sea meets the land and the sound of temple bells mixes with ocean winds, a boy was born in the year 1931. His name was Abdul Kalam Abdul Kalam. He was not born into wealth. He was not surrounded by privilege. There were no bookshelves full of knowledge waiting for him. His home was small. The walls were simple. The income was uncertain. His father, Jainal Abdin, was a boat owner and a deeply spiritual man. He did not have formal education, but he carried wisdom in his silence. His mother, Eshyama, fed not only her children but often travelers and strangers who came hungry to their door. From this home, young Kalam learned his first lesson, that greatness does not require riches, only values. As a child, Kalam watched the sunrise over the sea. He listened to the wind. He asked questions that had no easy answers. He wondered how birds flew. He stared at the sky longer than other children. While many dreamed of comfort, Kalam dreamed of understanding. Life was not easy. To support his family, he sold newspapers as a young boy. Before school, before sunrise, he carried bundles heavier than his thin arms. While other children slept, Kalam worked. While others played, he ran between houses delivering news he himself had no time to read. Yet he never complained, because somewhere inside him lived a quiet belief that education could change destiny. At school, he was not considered brilliant. He was shy, soft-spoken, ordinary, but he had something rare, discipline and focus. When he studied, the world disappeared. When he failed, he tried again without anger or pride. One teacher once punished him harshly in front of the class for sitting with students from another community. Kalam felt humiliated. That evening, the teacher was asked to leave the school after Kalam's father calmly explained that discrimination has no place in education. From that day, Kalam learned another lesson. Knowledge must be guided by humanity. As he grew older, his fascination with flight deepened. Birds were no longer just creatures to admire. They were teachers. He wanted to understand the science behind their wings. That dream carried him to St. Joseph College and later to the Madras Institute of Technology. There, life became harder. The subjects were complex. The competition was fierce. Many students came from wealthy backgrounds. Kalam struggled. At one point, he faced the possibility of failure. His dream of becoming an aerospace engineer seemed close to ending. But instead of giving up, he worked harder than ever before. He slept less. He studied more. He refused to believe that circumstances were stronger than effort. When the results came, he had succeeded, not because he was the smartest, but because he refused to stop trying. After graduation, Kalam joined India's defense research programs. The country was young. Resources were limited. Technology was scarce. Failures were frequent. Rockets fell. Engines failed. Experiments collapsed. Many times, projects did not work, but Kalam never blamed others. When failure came, he accepted responsibility. When success arrived, he gave credit to his team. Slowly, quietly, without seeking fame, he helped build India's missile and space technology. He became known as the Missile Man of India, not because he loved weapons, but because he believed a strong nation protects peace. Behind every achievement was sleepless nights, repeated failures, and endless patience. He believed something deeply. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. In 1998, when India conducted nuclear tests, the world noticed him. The shy boy from Rameswaram had become one of the nation's strongest scientific voices. Awards followed. Recognition followed. Yet Kalam remained the same. He lived simply. He owned very little. He avoided luxury. His true wealth was books, students, and ideas. In 2002, something unexpected happened. The scientist became the president of India. A man who once sold newspapers now lived in the country's highest residence. But even as president, he remained humble. He invited children to Rashtrapati Bhavan. He answered their questions personally. He encouraged them to dream not small dreams, but dreams so large they scared them. He believed that a nation's future does not lie in buildings or weapons. It lies in its youth. When his presidency ended, he did not retire. He returned to classrooms. He traveled constantly. He spoke at universities. He met students. He wrote books. He listened more than he spoke. His favorite word was simple ones: dream, learn, serve. On July 27, 2015, while delivering a lecture at the Indian Institute of Management, Shillong, Kalam collapsed while speaking. He died doing what he loved most, teaching. Not in comfort, not in rest, but among students. The boy from Rameswaram left the world the same way he lived in it, with purpose. What does A.P.J. Abdul Kalam teach us? He teaches that poverty is not a barrier to success, that discipline can defeat disadvantage, that failure is a teacher, not a sentence, that leadership begins with humility, that science without humanity is incomplete, that dreams are not what you see while sleeping, they are what keep you awake. He showed us that you don't need power to inspire people. You only need honesty. He proved that one life, lived with integrity, can light millions of minds. Today, he is no longer present in body, but he lives every time a child dares to dream beyond their surroundings, every time a student refuses to quit, every time someone believes their background does not decide their future. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam was not just a scientist. He was not just a president. He was proof that a simple life, when guided by a powerful purpose, can change an entire nation.